to get tagged. So thank you again, Jordan. Really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate the opportunity to do one of these great tags. I probably would have done it anyway, regardless of you tagging me or not, but definitely is awesome that you did tag me in this video. So thank you again for that. But anyways, welcome to the channel, guys. I'm going to have some more content out for you just to make sure that you guys are happy and enjoying some of the stuff that I'm going to be featuring here on this channel. And most importantly, just enjoying the content. So let's go ahead and get right into the manga tag. So I got my computer set up right here. I'm going to go ahead and read the questions. If you guys want to check out Jordan's channel, I will leave a link in the description below, as well as the questions. So if you guys want to tag a few other people, or you want to do the video yourself, you are more than welcome to do that. I'm going to go ahead and actually tag 3 channels in this video, as I have a lot of really cool people here in the manga community that I would like to see do this video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do the video. The first question is anime or manga, and that is an easy question. Manga, hands down. I am definitely more of a manga collector than I am an anime collector. I really do enjoy both, but I think I prefer manga a little bit more, as I've collected more manga, I would say. Definitely have collected more manga, and I just prefer the sort of book style format over the anime. But I do love anime. I do have a small collection, and it's definitely not comparable to my manga, but I would have to say I do appreciate both of my collections. I do enjoy both, but manga for sure. Ninjas or pirates? So Naruto or One Piece, and for me it's gonna go to One Piece. I definitely do prefer pirates over ninjas, but both are really awesome and in their own right, and I definitely do love both series equally, but definitely pirates. Pirates definitely do catch my interest just a little bit more. Main protagonist with a sword or a gun? So I'm gonna say here, let's see, main protagonist with a sword or gun. I'm gonna have to say gun. I mean, I'm telling you, Spike Spiegel, that's the man right there. And who else? I guess Vash from Vagabond. Yeah, Vagabond. Okay. From Trigun. I don't know why I had Vagabond on the mind. Just was thinking about it, I guess. And then I guess Vash Stampede. We got Hellsing. I mean, we got plenty of characters that are main characters that use guns, but of course there are plenty of really cool protagonists that also use swords. For instance, you know, you got Ichigo, you know, that I guess that's probably the biggest one, and then of course Vagabond. We got Blade of the Immortal. We got plenty of stories that use swords. So, but I'm gonna have to give it to guns on this one. So, Soul Reaper or Hidden Village Ninja? I'm gonna have to say probably a Soul Reaper. Just something about the Soul Reaper society and just everything that has to deal with a Soul Reaper is just fantastic. I'm a huge Bleach fan, which could be why, but I also like Naruto, so I don't know. It's another tough question, but I have to say probably Soul Reaper. That to me is what catches my eye a little bit more. I would love to be a Soul Reaper. Who wouldn't? And then we have, at number 5, we have Zanpakuto or Devil Fruit. Now, for me, I guess you could say it's a lottery just to have a Zanpakuto as well. You don't really know its abilities until you fully mastered it, but the same thing goes with the Devil Fruit. You know, you take a bite of the Devil Fruit, you could get a really shitty ability, or you could get a really cool ability for all we know. So I'm gonna have to say probably the Devil Fruit. Devil Fruit is definitely something more interesting in terms of abilities as well as what you could get. It definitely does lack, I guess if we're talking about it on a technical standpoint, the only problem with getting a Devil Fruit is, of course, you lose your ability to swim. So I guess that's considered sort of a repercussion of you consuming the Devil Fruit. And then with Zanpakuto, there really is no repercussions to being a Soul Reaper. So I guess on a technical standpoint, I guess it would be smart to choose the Zanpakuto over the Devil Fruit, because you would still be able to swim, most likely, if you had a Zanpakuto, and then with a Devil Fruit you wouldn't. But I think the Devil Fruit definitely has a little bit more unique abilities. I think that's one of the brilliant things in One Piece, is that Oda is able to create a lot of really interesting abilities and kind of base characters around those abilities. I just find that very fascinating and very interesting. So definitely going to be Devil Fruit on that one. Cowboy Bebop or Samurai Champloo? Cowboy Bebop, hands down. I love Spike Spiegel. He's definitely one of my all-time favorite characters, and hands down, he's the man. Point blank. Fire or ice abilities? I'm gonna have to say I lean a little bit more towards ice. Fire is really cool, but my boy Aokiji in One Piece, hands down, it's gotta be ice. Goku or Vegeta? Goku, easy question. I can answer that in the back of my head. Haikyuu or Kuroko's basketball? Or Kuroko no basket, however you pronounce it. I'm going to say that this question definitely did get me, as I'm not really a big fan of any of those animes. I know I've seen a little bit of Haikyuu, and it's okay. It's just, I think personally for me, it's, you know, it's not my cup of tea. Kuroko's basketball is interesting and fun, but again, is not really for me. Personally, I'm going to have to twist the question a little bit. I do prefer a little bit more of, like, say, Slam Dunk or Ice Shield 21. Personally, those are two of my favorite sport mangas of all time. But I guess, in my personal opinion, for the sake of this list, I'm going to have to say Kuroko's basketball. That's personally my favorite of the two, as I've watched a little bit more and find it a little bit more interesting than Haikyuu. But both are pretty interesting, and, you know, you guys might like it. So, Orihime or Sakura? The Orihime, I guess. She's hot. So is Sakura, but Orihime is a little bit more useful than Sakura. Hunter x Hunter or Yu Yu Hakusho? Now, I'm going to have to say probably Hunter x Hunter on this one, as I have watched a little bit more of Hunter x Hunter than I have of Yu Yu Hakusho. Both are really excellent from what I've seen, but I've seen more of Hunter x Hunter, so this question could easily change over the course of time, and I may learn to favor Yu Yu Hakusho a little bit more, or learn to actually appreciate Hunter x Hunter a little bit more. But personally, I'm going to have to give it out to Hunter x Hunter on this one. Light or L? I'm going to have to say Light. He, in my opinion, was one of the cooler characters in Death Note, kept me interested and invested in the series. I'm not what you would call the biggest Death Note fan, but I did watch the anime and I did read the manga, and I did really like Light and L. Both of them are really cool characters, you know, but definitely Light on this one. Ed or Alphonse? Ed, hands down. He is one of the coolest characters in Full Metal Alchemist. Hands down, kept me wanting to read. Both are really good characters, again, but Ed takes it away from me. Historical or futuristic setting? Historical, hands down. I can just give a few names here, and that's Berserk, Bleach, and Soul Society. That's probably one of the coolest settings ever. For me, I guess part 1 and part 2 of JoJo, the fact that they go through all sort of the decades of time, you know, being that in part 1 it takes place in 1890, in Steel Ball Run it takes place in the late 1890s, and even goes way back into the Civil War, which is like 1860s, you know, that type of stuff is what keeps me interested. But future can be done, and it can be done right. In the case of Neon Genesis Evangelion, probably one of the coolest settings, definitely in a manga. Freezing, which is sort of a underrated seinen ecchi. It kind of has inspirations from Akame ga Kill, and I can definitely see that, but Freezing is definitely underrated. I can't recommend that manga and anime enough, as they are both really excellent. So, alright, the final question, and that is series with great characters / mediocre storylines, or mediocre characters / great storyline. I'm going to have to give it to Nisekoi on this one. Basically, great characters and a very kind of mediocre story. For those of you who do not know what Nisekoi is, it essentially is this love triangle romance shonen that Shonen Jump finally finished up. And what happens is we get this one guy who ends up trying to figure out whether or not he finds the girl that he made a promise to back when they were kids. And eventually what kind of springs from all this is that we sort of end up developing this love triangle between 3 girls and this one dude. And essentially it's just, the story is him trying to find out who's the girl that made the promise with. That essentially is the Nisekoi story for those who did not know. I know that I'm missing a lot of key points there, but that essentially is the summary to the story. And essentially, it has really awesome characters, and for me, Nisekoi is what keeps me going, as there are a lot of people that have love for certain characters in that series, and some hate others, some like others. For me personally, I like all the characters in the series. I definitely think the love triangle concept and the characters that are involved in that love triangle are interesting. But the story is just like, it's sort of, it's your typical romance, you know? It's, other than that, the thing that keeps people coming back are the characters, not really the story, personally, in my opinion. So I'm gonna have to say that, and you know, there are a few other examples, I guess you could say. You know, I guess a lot of people don't care for like the main character in Gantz, or they don't really care for the main character in Naruto, or Bleach, or One Piece, and you know, I could go on and on about it, but personally for me, I would have to say definitely great characters over a mediocre storyline, because that to me is what keeps me invested in the series, and ultimately if you're entertained by it, it shouldn't matter either way. Alright guys, so that was a mouthful. That was a really good list. Like I said, this is a really awesome sort of manga tag video that I thought was pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and tag 3 people, and I'm going to go ahead and tag the Epic guys. So I'm tagging you. Do a response video, man. I'm waiting for you to do a manga tag. I'm going to do Jazzamangas. He's a really cool YouTuber. He just reached 100 subs, and he is, you know, he does a lot of really cool manga content here on YouTube. And then the third YouTuber is, I'm going to tag Third Gear Manga. And, you know, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that name, but anyways, he's a really cool YouTuber as well. He reached 900 subs. Really cool dude. And, you know, it would be really awesome to see him do a manga response video, I guess, to this really awesome manga tag. So anyways, guys, I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.